How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the three trades I took. I took one on NQ, one on ES, and one on RTY. All three trades were wins. Pretty big day today. Full disclaimer, was on vacation last week. Tried to trade on vacation. Didn't work so well. So we have two new evals that we're working with. But today we got them pretty close to passing in one day. Over 2,200 profit on the day. We sized up pretty much on all these. ES was the only one we didn't size up, and it was just a quick scalp. But RTY was double our usual size. NQ 3 times our usual size. So it ran quite a bit. You know, there's definitely some profit left on the table, but all three wins. Good, solid day. Just take a look at why I took these trades and why I think they worked out. We'll take a look at NQ first, and the reason why I targeted NQ is because it held previous day high, and the pre-market broke and closed above pre-market high and this resistance here on the 15-minute, and then it pulled back into this 15-minute resistance, and it held, as well as, and I pull up the 2-minute here, it held the EMA right in here as well. So I was entering, I entered 3 positions in here, just kind of once we started holding this area, I entered wanting to see it break higher. I took profit when we broke high a day on most of my contracts, and then I left a few runners. I should say my stop on this was below the zone, so I entered in here, stop below the zone, and then targeting a move higher, which we got. I had 2 runners that were ultimately stopped out when we broke below the 13 EMA right here. Which is unfortunate because it did run, you know, another 50 points from there. So it's I was trying to get my runners up to this 25,300 level, which we just hit. But like you see, I got stopped out just by a few points here when we broke below that EMA. That was my first trade, and that was the bulk of my profit. Let's target RTY because this was the other trade I took. This entry wasn't good. But here's what I was looking at. On the 15-minute, we came up and we rejected off this resistance, but then we came down and we held the pre-market high pretty well. And then we did the same on the 5-minute, and then the 2-minute, we were breaking higher. I entered up here, which is ugly. I was entering into momentum. Pull back to the EMA would have been a much better entry, and honestly, I should have added more to my position. But I entered 2 contracts up here, targeting the top of this resistance zone and then a break of high a day. You can see we got both of those. My stop was below the 48 EMA, so my stop was right in here. So could have entered here, had the same stop, and had much better risk to reward. That entry wasn't great, but the trade idea was solid. We had 15-minute looking like we are going to create new highs. We had 5-minute looking good, 2-minute looking good, and then all the others, ES and NQ, were all very bullish and moving higher as well. And then ES, this is just a quick scalp, but let's take a look at it. Basically, we had formed a new high. We pulled back to this EMA. I watched this form a hammer, 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 pulled that EMA, and then I entered here, and I just took a move to the top of that resistance zone. Not too crazy, but a quick $300 move in just about 4 minutes. So not bad on that one. Same thing, could have held. It's running up quite a bit from that point. But I'm never probably going to get the entirety of a move, as long as I can get a piece of it, and today was a good example of that. I am in a nice position here to where I can just get a, you know, a day or two of not nearly as much risk as I put on today. I can size pretty normally from here on out. I only need $800. Basically, I just want to make a big chunk of that 3,000 profit goal. I just wanted to take a massive chunk out of that. Today we had a good opportunity. It's a nice, strong, uptrending day. Also, I should say that the reason why I felt so comfortable longing all these is because from last week we had that big sell-off. Maybe it's 2 weeks ago. We had this big sell-off. And so we don't really have much above us once we broke, especially on NQ. Once we broke above this like high here, if we had momentum above that, there's no reason to stop until we get up into this zone. Which you can see it kind of doing. So that's why I felt very confident taking that long on NQ. And then RTY and ES are very similar. Same thing, you know, room to run on RTY, not quite the same as ES, or excuse me, on NQ, but ES and NQ are very similar to where if I back this up, you can see that we have that high, and then we don't really have anything stopping us from here. So think we can get, I don't know, I wouldn't expect us to move all the way back up to here on ES. That'd be pretty crazy, even though it does look very strong. I expect some sort of pullback to happen. A straight up move for 70 points on ES would be pretty obnoxious in the best way. That's really it. Quick day. That's all I got. Bigger than average because I trade bigger than average because I'm trying to pass evaluations. All right, take it easy. Peace.